Ding, ding. What's up, folks? Good morning.
Hello, people.
How are you, the lovely NB?
I'm okay. Can't
In the
complain.
um,
I feel like you haven't been on a live with me for a while, like on a real live. Like we
I
did
have
the boxing one last night, but it's not like us bullshitting.
right.
Joe's been neglecting me, chat. If anybody
What
feels
I
bad, you could email me at joeemolive.com and tell me how great I am because Joe doesn't give me enough attention.
so basically, if you have a bone to pick, email her and maybe we could figure it out. But one thing I do want to say is you're an avatar right now. I wonder why.
I don't know. What do you mean?
You you look very good in the morning, and
Yeah. I don't want to scare people away. We got Chai Hooker. What's up? Where's everybody else? They're all just waking up still.
they're hiding.
David,
David James.
start yelling at
What's
people
up?
and they'll come in. Go off real quick. Get really mad and go off. Just say F everybody, something.
Give it some time. These people, you're dealing with, people all over the world. So it might be 9 o'clock here, but, like Dante's Farm. Once people see that, they're going to say to themselves, we better get in there.
See,
But I think,
Dante's farm is, oh, wow. They have videos of little goats and stuff. I thought Dante's farm, honestly, was like a troll account, trolling like MRE or something.
yeah,
And I see, and they not, okay, so a lot of stuff isn't in English. So Dante is what kind of language, like Spanish?
Dante, maybe. Italian.
Hey, Tommaso. Yeah, I really did. I
Hey,
thought you were, I for some reason I always thought you were like a MRE troll account, but you were always cool, like just like a funny one. But now I'm looking at your channel and I see you got some goats. Oh, that's a cute little goat you got.
hey,
Oh, he
BT.
dresses his goats up. Dante like dresses his goats up, and he has like little baby goats.
How are you, BT? Hope you're doing good, BT. James Jameson, afternoon. Look at this guy.
Yep, scum buckets for the win. No, it's just a little farm in North Georgia. I noticed that you popped up like one day, and I just thought that like one of your goat pictures that you were using was like one that MRE posted for some reason. But I guess goats all look alike. But Dante's always so nice. So Dante
Yep.
has a farm in Georgia. That's cool. I like your little goats. I'm gonna subscribe. Are you gonna put more content up, Dante? I'm gonna be a
Yeah,
subscriber.
that's good. There's
Yeah,
a
he's got
lot of
15 subscribers.
he'll get up there. Once the word gets around that Dante's in town, shit. His show will take off like wildfire. So since I haven't seen you in
Seeing me? What do you mean?
I'm
I
saying
just saw you.
no, I mean like we haven't done a show together and um how's everything been with you? Good?
Joey Dimes beats women. Well, Joey Dimes is a definitely
That's
a
funny.
weird looking character.
Well, so this Joey Dimes, I guess he has a channel and in one it's an old channel. One and I saw like him doing a video and he's driving around Atlantic City or whatever,
Like a slum
pointing out
landlord. He had
he's
this under
pointing
his real name, and he was like a slum landlord. Imagine taking a bath and wearing a mask, trying to look like another man. Like being naked in the bath, but then still wearing a mask, trying to look like another man. Like, wouldn't you guys think I
You
was weird? Like, if I wore a mask, trying to look like one of the people I troll. Like,
he
if I
wears a
wore an
mask.
FPS mask all day, that would like scare my neighbors and stuff.
He wears a
But
mask.
yeah, he wears like a mask, so he looks like a pizza guy. Like, literally, he takes baths in it. It's weird.
Joey Dimes.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can't make this up. His name is Tom. And it's not
Tom,
doxing because he
Tom,
hasn't.
Tom
Yeah,
Cochner. I know who
yeah,
he is.
because
Yeah, Tom Cochner.
yeah,
And
I'm not sub, so I don't.
yeah, he's I mean, he's a FBI disciple.
FBI quit the internet.
He did.
Yeah, he quit. He could only make $48 in cash apps or something. Good show last night.
Yeah. Thank you, David. Um, that's very debatable, David, and I'll tell you why. Um, the people that listen to like Angel Show, with all due respect, I don't. She's not really a sports channel. You know what I mean? So I'm not too worried about pulling people from her chat because basically we're all family, so it doesn't make a difference. You know, I'm gonna target um, a different crowd, and basically what's gonna happen is once I get a couple of these shows, once we get a couple of shows under our belt, then we could go out and you know draw in
Promote,
other
promote it
people.
more like in
Yeah,
community,
exactly. Right.
like in boxing communities or like stuff
Right.
like that, like other places. But you don't
Because
want to
it's
promote
like,
it too soon until, like it's still got some tweaks in it that tweaks, is that the word? Like some
yeah,
stuff in it that needs to be worked out. So
most
if they
definitely.
so if
Right.
they come in and they see it's not that good, they're not going to come back. So
Right. We
anyway, they'll
I
get it. It's something new he's doing. And either way, even if like he said, 15 people, 20 people, 100 people, he has fun doing it. And so does Keen Shade.
Yeah.
So it's not about that. It's just they have fun doing it.
Yeah.
Every community is weird. The boxing community is weird too. I haven't been in a community that's not freaking weird.
Right. Well, the thing is, we also we got to get more of some regular, like regularly scheduled things, you know what I mean, as far as like how we're formatting the show. Right now we're tinkering with, playing one round, stopping it, talking, and then going to, the next round. Well, I don't know. Should we basically like not stop it, just let it play through? And because you have a 1 minute between each round, there's 1 minute. And do we let that run? And in that 1 minute time period, we all basically speak real quick and say, what who I thought won the round or whatever, and keep it moving that way, or do we stop the video? I mean, I don't know. Bringing on guest judges, so we'll figure it out. I feel like at this point maybe I shouldn't talk as much because I'm letting it's a lot of time. You waste time when you're talking. Maybe we should save the talking till the end of the fight. Hold on 1 second.
Really?
Take take the reins for a minute. My dog. I gotta go do something. Hold
Oh
on.
my God. Here we go. This is why we don't do lives that much.
My dog is.
Go take care of the which one did you say? James Alexis was do want Alexis. I don't know much about boxing, by the Nicaraguan government. Alexis was a brilliant. I'm going to screenshot that and I'll save it in so we remember. So Joe could check out that fight. He probably knows all about it. But see, what happens is, hey Brian, how are you? What's going on with you today? I just spilled coffee on myself. So I'm going to probably not say nice words about some idiot. Oh, where the fuck is the magnet? So this was fun. It was Joe's idea to go live, but you see what happens? Someone always has to come interrupt him because they're an asshole and they got nothing better to do with their day. Dumb bitch. So what's everybody doing today for Sunday? You got to go to work today? Just for off work, about to eat dinner and bait. Oh, you're in a different part. I gotta check the weather today and see what the weather's gonna be like. Everyone's still sleeping here. He was the mayor of... Oh. You had to work on a Sunday, or is it Monday already for you, Brian? Binky and the brain, Binky and the brain. Here we go, ding ding. It's gonna be fight night over on MB's channel. It's actually my Saturday. Oh, so you're behind. Alexis knocked out Kevin. I don't know anything about boxing. I think that people are bored. So people who don't like this channel want to watch it today. It's Sunday afternoon. Who's fighting? I don't know if there's any fights on today. I'm going to fight with Joe all day. Because when he wants to do YouTube, he should do YouTube and not let an asshole interrupt him. But it's not my... Let's see what the weather's going to be like today. I will post some videos of You have rabbits and baby pigs? Well, I'm sub to you, so I'll see it. Let's see. What does the weather say today? 80 degrees, but cloudy. That's nice. Humidity, though, is high. Well, um, 200 rabbits and 70 pigs. Now, what do you use the rabbits for? Like, if you're going to farm rabbits, like, pigs? What are pigs? And 70 pigs? Wow. You're a day ahead and a day behind, if it makes any sense. Probably not. I start work at 11 p.m. and off at 8 p.m. I used to work a night shift when my kid was, like, really young, and I liked it better. Because I would work while everybody was sleeping. Edwin comes in. Good morning, Edwin. How is everything with you today, Edwin? What's new? Jerry confuses us because Jerry's always like a day ahead. Well, I guess I'll just get rid of Joe. You're working all day today? You're always working, Edwin. I'm going to go back to work on Wednesday, I think. I think. I can't believe it's almost December already. We have like a week. By the end of this week, it's December. I was in Busch Gardens last night and they had like the snow machines and it was like snowing there. It's pretty cool. They had some cool Christmas stuff up. Thank you, Edwin. And I'm sure you went to Mass today, right? Is he a Scorpio? Your boxing show is excellent. Thank you. That's Joe's thing. I was really just playing the boxing match in the background and watching a movie. I didn't really watch the fight. I had a movie on at the same time. So I was like muted. But that's what he's into. He likes it. They have fun doing it. Oh. Every day, my mom does. She's always at freaking church. My birthday's on the cusp, too. It's Brian's birthday. Brian, happy birthday and blessings. Top 5 boxers. I see we got all this boxing talk and I know nothing about it. Of all time, Sugar Ray Robertson, Henry Armstrong. Well, I think that Joe's not coming back and he's the one who wanted to do this live. So I think I'm going to walk in the backyard. And then I think it's going to be time to end it and maybe do another one another day. Got to wake the kids up. Find something to do with them today. if you guys seen what a fucking disaster the house is right now, these kids were up all night making a mess. And that's why the camera's off. It looks like a freaking tornado came through here. Your birthday was on the 20th. How was my the Christmas lights were cool. We did like a drive-through Christmas thing, and they were cool last night at Busch Gardens. Your rabbits are I had a pet rabbit growing up. Sebastian, we named him. My birthday was on the 20th. So that was just last week. November 20th. Do you ever have a birthday on Thanksgiving? No, Thanksgiving.
Hey. Sorry about that.
Whatever you have playing in the background, turn it off.
You talking to me?
Yeah,
I
you
don't
got
have
something
anything playing in the background. I have something in the background. You hear it still?
No. Thank you, Edwin.
Hey, Edwin, how are you, man? Yep. So I'm I guess I'm at a loss for words. And normally, most of you guys know, I normally can't keep my mouth shut. Um, but it's one, I mean, it's when stuff like this happens, it's you really just like I have a lot of stuff I accumulated over the past.
Oh, you know what I have? What are you gonna you accumulated what?
No, go ahead. You could say what you wanted to say.
I just
No
shaved all
big
my hair
deal.
off. You have accumulated his top 5 boxers, James wants you to see. Sugar Ray Robertson. This is like went to shit.
What went to shit?
It seems like our lives. Maybe that's why we don't do lives together that much.
What are you talking about, Lauren?
I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Like seriously, I mean, it's just not now is really not the time. But if you want, keep going with it. If you want. Um, what I was saying was I accumulated a lot of stuff over the last 20 some odd years, and at this point, like material things mean absolutely nothing, you know. James, not really. James J. No, he's not okay. But yeah, it's you accumulate all this stuff, and you have a lot of material things, but I don't know how important that is in life to accumulate all the stuff. I guess health and all that is, they say health is wealth. You know what I mean? So, what's up, Del Strain? I gotta say this, okay? When I heard that Del Strain, there was rumors that he was with the other guys, and going in other people's chats, like that we don't like. I said, not the Del Strain I know. I'm just breaking your balls. Every time I see him, I say that. Um, Top 5 boxers of all time. Let me check out your list. It was just up there. Okay, so here we go. James Jameson has Sugar Ray Robinson. Okay. Hendry Armstrong. Joe Louis. Roberto Duran. And this is my GOAT. You know what I mean? This is like on a whole different level. Ali, Mayweather. No. Edwin Jimenez. Hands down, he's the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Well, James, that is a very, very good list. Now, your list, is that your favorite fighters, or is that who you think are the top 5 of all time? Because I don't, the list you put up, I mean, it seems like you were more about, because I like Roberto Duran being in the top 5 of all time. I don't know if I could agree with that. But it's like anything else. I mean, it's very, like the fighters that I think are the best are probably the ones from, my generation. It's like, I guess like in basketball, they say like who's better, who's the GOAT? Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. Well, I guarantee you, if you're about like 50 or older, 55, you know what I mean? You're going with Jordan, If you're like 35, if you're like 35 to 45, and then the younger kids are going to think that LeBron is the greatest of all time because that's who was in their generation. And it's really hard to compare athletes, even though it's the same sport. It's hard to compare them. Lauren, what's that
But
noise?
I'm trying to make coffee.
Mute the.
Shout out to 556 Media. He put up a good video this morning. I put the link in chat, so check it out, guys. I'm done with the water.
Yeah, thank you.
I was trying to make coffee, but it's a little different because there's no Keurig here.
Right, but the
So
whole thing is
how many scoops do you put in? And how much? What? Like 6? I'll have to read the instructions.
so that's how it, I mean, Edward Jimenez. Okay, so what I gather about Edward Jimenez is he probably is Puerto Rican, right? So he goes with Miguel Cotto. I mean, so anyway, this Saturday night fight thing that we're doing, just to, segue into that. So we're going to do it every Saturday. We're going to pick a fight and we're going to, review close decisions, basically stuff that's very debatable on who actually won the fight. So in doing some research, something popped in my head and I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's the next one we do. And the fight that I'm talking about, the next one that I'm thinking I got to talk to the boys and see what's up, Coach Rain, is a fight that was a very, very big fight at the time. It went to distance and highly, highly, highly disputed decision. And the fight that I'm referring to is the
And Bieber's
fight.
show.
Yes, exactly. Is Pernell Whitaker against Julio Cesar Chavez.
Mike Slick,
Now,
what's up?
I was just talking about you before we came on. I really was. All nice things. So, anyway, that fight, okay,
SPK's here. What's up,
place
SPK?
in
We haven't
19.
seen SPK for a minute. I feel like I haven't seen him for a minute.
What's up, man? So, the fight took place in 1993. It was Pernell Whitaker against Julio Cesar Chavez. And to be honest with you, okay, Chavez obviously, was the greatest Mexican fighter up until that point. I think when they fought, he was 87-0, Chavez, and big controversy, because basically a lot of people, most people, think that Pernell Whitaker actually beat Chavez. And why I think I want to do that fight is because there's a lot of background, it was a big controversy. You know what I mean? And most of the boxing, analysts or whatever, they all had Pernell Whitaker winning the fight. It wasn't like Hagler and Leonard, where okay, one guy thinks this guy won, one guy thinks no. Now this was like everybody thought that Chavez lost the fight. And to be honest with you, I think so too. Now the problem with that fight is, so the fight takes place at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Tejas. Now I'm trying to see. So Pernell Whitaker,
Hey,
hey
Lori
Lori,
Love.
my love, in that fight landed 100 more punches than Chavez. And everybody thought that, Pernell Whitaker won the fight. But I think the fact that the fight was held in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome, those Mexicans, if they would have gave Pernell Whitaker the decision, oh, forget it. It would have been on and popping.
I
They
know
were
nothing
not
about
trusting. The
it. Was there any?
Mexican fans, oh my God. They're just like, Chavez is like a god to them. And yeah, if they would have gave that to Pernell Whitaker, I think Pernell Whitaker would have died, or the ref would have died, or someone.
So, was
Because
there
those
anything on last
athletes,
night, Joe? Was there any like pay-per-view fights on last night? Usually Saturday nights or something. Nothing was on.
actually, yeah, there was a fight. Regis Prograis. Actually, I missed the fight. I should have watched it. He got an 11th round knockout over I forget the guy's name. It wasn't really any like big, huge fights or whatever. I mean, that's a pretty big fight, and it was pay-per-view, but it was $60 for the pay-per-view. But instead of watching the fight, I decided to be with my
To the
friends
boxing thing.
on YouTube. All my friends, like James Jamerson and Brian and Dante and Salt Pepper Ketchup. All those guys, man, great people. So yeah, there's a lot. Each week we're gonna do. We're gonna pick
There's
a
a
different one.
there's a kid that has his dog on a leash, and he's on his skateboard. The dog is like pulling him down the block. They're having fun.
Really?
Yeah, that's the noise in the background. Yeah, real cool. You left for a minute, Dante.
Yep.
We're still here. Well, Joe's back now. So, Mike's like, "What's up with you? How was your movie night with your daughter?" I started watching something last night, and I freaking fell asleep. It was good too. And then, like, I woke. I got to finish watching it when I have time. With this girl in some marsh that was accused of murder. It was on Netflix.
What's her name?
I don't remember what the movie was called. Christina put it on. We were laying in bed watching it. I fell asleep. There was
It
this
was a
girl that
documentary or a movie?
was a movie.
It wasn't like a true story type shit. It was okay.
No, I gotta get the name of it. I gotta watch the whole thing because I was getting into it and I just couldn't keep my eyes open.
So before I had to do that little intermission to take care of Maxwell, um, you were saying that FBI is done with YouTube?
Oh yeah, yeah. He quit YouTube. No one's sending him enough money. That's it. He's done.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I heard that he's doing a
Imagine
show
that though.
today.
Like, listen. So you're live for an hour. Like, okay. And the clips I seen, I think, shout out to Assassinino. He's been putting some clips up. And who else? I seen on Assassinino. I gotta look through my phone and see who else put something up, but I believe I saw it on Assassinino. So there was something where he got like $48 and he was complaining, I'm not staying on for $48. Like, dude, making $48 an hour is good. Does anybody here make more than, I mean, it's none of my business, but to make $48 an hour, sitting at your computer, being fat and ugly and a degenerate and whatever else, I mean, just to sit home and not have to even leave your house or change your underwear or shower. Yeah, $48 he was
What's
saying
up,
wasn't
Muscle?
wasn't enough for him to stay on. So $48 an hour.
First of
1 hour
all,
and 20 minutes.
it's
Oh, he was on an hour
bullshit.
and 20 minutes and only made $48? Like, that's crazy.
He's not. He's not leaving. What is he gonna do? Go get a fucking job?
Uh
See how
yeah.
that works out. But I
He never
guess
worked.
he's friends with this James Morello guy or whatever, and
Yeah, he's gonna go off on everybody tonight, I guess. That's what I've heard. What's up, Muscle? How's it going?
so
Muscle,
like,
make sure you drop some links to, your people.
yeah, Muscle, I'm a little disappointed in you because I didn't know you were a boxing fan, and you could have came on the show for a few minutes and blessed us with your knowledge and wisdom because you remember Hagler Leonard. You were a teenager, and hi, Queen.
Margine. It's Margine. You want to know something funny, Muscle?
So
Go ahead, finish
what's
and
up?
then I'll say it.
No, I was saying like this FBI. It seems like he's just come out of the closet with the informants now. It's like that's
He's
all
a
he
he's
deals
a
with
rat
now,
whisperer.
right?
He's a rat whisperer.
It's like I mean, it's maybe you know, you have one friend or whatever, but now it's like he's like all about the cooperator, and it's crazy to me because I thought that's how he came into YouTube was him
Anti-rat.
exactly. But it just goes to show that these motherfuckers would do anything for money. You know what I mean? He'll hate rats, hate this one, love rat. I mean, it's really, really sad.
Or
And
for any type of I mean, because normal people won't talk to him anymore, so all he can do is run to the rats. Anything for $1. Margine, where is she? Margine, make sure you drop your link to your little pearl parties and stuff in chat too, so everybody can go check them out when you go live. Um, He's the master of masturbating, maybe. I don't know what
Yeah.
debating. Muscle, I have a funny video you might be able to play if you're doing a pig roast tonight because I seen that they were at Bone Thugs and Harmony. So I have this video where she's actually sitting there, the chick, the smelly chick.
The thuggish ruggish bone.
Listen, and she goes to the chat and she goes, "Can I ask something real quick?" And somebody was in chat with the name like Tyler or something. Tyler, are you in here undercover as Bone Thugs and Harmony? And he's like, and Piggy like looks at her with his face like, shut up. Like, why would you think that? And she goes, well, I just thought that, Bone Thugs and Harmony heard that MobTube FBS was a fan and his queen. And I thought they would come in here. Like, it's such a, like a cringy clip. And I guess that's what they did last night. He's like trying to show off to everybody. Like, look, guys, I don't care that you're talking about me. I'm at Bone Thugs and Harmony. And I quit YouTube. But I have a clip of her like actually thinking that Bone Thugs and Harmony would give a crap about BobTube. It's funny. I don't want to play it on here though because there's music in the background.
I wonder where all those rat disciples of FBI, where they're gonna scatter to. It's like the lights are coming on. It's like when you turn on the lights and the roaches just scatter. You know what I mean?
Yes, Beantown. Yes, that was it. I'm going to put it up on MB3 right now. I have it unlisted. I'll put it up.
There's going to be a lot of disappointed rat informant turncoat loving pieces of shit that are not going to have. They're not going to have a master to look up to.
Yeah, but they all have their own channels.
But it doesn't mean anything. We're talking about FBI, okay? He's the Netflix of, the internet. You know what I mean? He's Amazon Prime. He's the Peacock. He's Hulu.
Yeah.
Why would they give you the money? Like, why would you give money to Netflix when you have all the entertainment right there? He's not going anywhere. This is just he's just trying to drum up money. It's tickling the wire, because now it's like, oh, he's pissed. He's not making money. He's leaving. And there's going to be some piece of shit that, doesn't want him to leave. So.
No, well, that's it.
Money.
It's like the little crybaby. Like, Mommy, you won't give me the candy I want, so I'm going to, like, slit my wrist, like that type of stuff. Like, that's it, guys. I'm leaving. Like, what does he want everybody to do? Like, no, please stay. I could see Gunsmoke pulling his pants down and bending over. Do you guys ever notice, too, how nobody, how Gunsmoke is so irrelevant that nobody even really wanted to, like, troll him? That kid is so irrelevant to the point where nobody even at the point, like, he didn't even really get trolled. Like, none of these channels clip him and stuff like that. That's how irrelevant he is. Smoker.
I don't even think it has, whether it's relevant or not, you would really have to put everything in context. And what I mean by that is, he basically looks up to a degenerate fucking piece of shit. Like,
no,
that's
but
internet.
First,
like, so if that's your master, if that's your idol, come on.
Yeah, but the first he was like up MRE's butt. He was up MRE. Look at me, MRE, look at me. I have a channel too, MRE. He was like all up, and MRE didn't give him the attention. And then he started like claiming he loves like informants. And then he tried to sit up on Lee Cole's panel, and Lee Cole really didn't want to give him the attention. So who did he have left? That's all. The only person he tried on this side. Literally that day when when Lee was being doxxed by that Thin Gray Line guy on that show, and they squashed it, so I'm not even going to say the show, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Gunsmoke was sitting on Lee's panel with him, and FBI was on the other side. While Lee was being doxxed, and the two channels were going at each other. So that's how pathetic it is that he's just like, where whoever you sent me a text message, I'll check it out. Oh, hold on, because I want to share Assassinino's channel. But the kid who sits at home and eats Taco Bell and hides under grandma's freaking sofa all day.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
that
subs-
whole. I mean, like if you really think about, like, you looked at him like person for person, like that whole crew over there. It's actually pretty pathetic, and it's more along the lines of, like, they don't have anyone. All they have is each other. You know what I mean? To me, it makes no sense how all these guys just, start linking up together. I mean, you're talking about people that at the end of the day, whether you like turncoats or not, all the people that he's with had turned on their families, their best friends. That's basically what it comes down to when you're a turncoat. Like, you basically are just betraying your best friend. You're betraying your brother. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable being around someone like that. Not even just for the simple fact that how could you trust that person? I mean, these guys, you know, they're telling on their mom, their dad, they're putting family members in jail. I mean, like, it's not just, it's, to me, I would be very, very leery
well,
of
think
any.
about it. Okay, so those people are doing all of that in real life, like right, like going to the police and informing. Hold on, I'm gonna drop we push back in chat. Now we have these YouTubers over there who, if you get on the phone with them, you need to worry about them recording your conversation, putting your text messages out, um, manipulating things, slandering. So it's the same thing on YouTube. How can anybody sit there and trust somebody who recorded somebody's phone call in the past that they claim was their friend and they put it out there? Or like look at like the way Piggy was such good friends with Angel and stuff. And look at what he's done to her. How do you trust somebody after somebody who was such a good friend to them and all the stuff that he does? How can look at the way they treat their other friends? I'm gonna let Muscle on, okay, Joe?
Yep, yep.
Mr. Muscle, good morning.
What up,
Morning.
baby?
How you guys doing?
Good, you?
I'm doing real good. Doing real good. I just wanted to tie into what NB was saying about how you need to be very careful who you trust around here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got a little bit of information now that I'll drop on you.
Thank you.
Last
An exclusive.
Yeah, an exclusive. Last week, I was told that somebody was saying that they spotted my IP in Arkansas.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait a
And
minute. I found you in Mexico.
did you? Look
Yep.
at this. Look at this IP I'm on right now.
I can't look at. I'm just joking because I'm about the Mexico thing. You know why?
Oh well, I tell you what.
I don't know how to track IPs, and I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're next door to me. I make you coffee if you are. Go ahead.
Check this out. I usually use the same spoof for a reason, to see who tries to grab it.
Mm-hmm.
And I spoof out of Arkansas. I use the same IP almost all the time. Well, lately, I only used it in a couple of different places. And it appeared after I was on someone's show. I just want that someone to know I know, motherfucker.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, I could imagine.
You know, when your go stops,
Mm-hmm.
when you're fucking smart enough to know your way around the internet, you can project by spoofing your IP. See, I have a list of IPs that are good ones that I spoof off of because a lot of them that you get are slow and they don't run and you can't stream off them and everything else. So when I find a good one, I tend to use it. And
Yeah.
this one's within 300 miles of me. And I got it while I was down there doing some real estate business and grabbed it. And let's just put it to you this way. I've been using this same one for quite a while just to see if somebody was able to grab my IP.
Mm-hmm.
The only time anyone was able to ever grab my IP was when I went on someone's show. And now it's, we heard that you got an IP that's in Arkansas.
That makes me feel very uncomfortable because I'm not an
I
artist
just want people to know that just like being recorded on the fucking phone and all of that type of shit. Be very careful who you go on lives with because they can grab your identification or at least your spoofed identification from that.
Okay, so if somebody can get my IP, what could they get from that? Just my location? They can get a name?
What they can do is triangulate the IP and get the server that it comes from. So say if your the IP that you use for the spoof, there's a program that you can put on your computer and it comes up with a little box.
Okay, well, but let's talk for the people who aren't spoofing, who are not like us. Like, I mean, I have a
let me give you the rundown. This is how it works. When I go online, I'm going to go somewhere where I don't want to be seen. I use a spoofed IP, so they have to get past my spoof to get to my real IP, and very few people are able to do that. That's why when Tony Soflo says, drop the link and I'll come up here, he's grabbing your IP. That's how he's getting it. When you come on the show and he says, I got your IP. Wow. He means it. Yeah. He's got it. Okay. Now, if you go in with a spoofed IP, they can triangulate that IP, see where it's at. That is why he doesn't believe anything other than I'm in Maine because he thinks he's found me there. But that IP, basically, they can find where that IP came out of and where you're spoofing from. So, see, I'm not going to be able to use that IP anymore because they basically triangulated that IP to a server in Arkansas.
Terrence, love you too. And the problem is that then they start doxing the wrong person and some innocent person.
You can extract an IP out of StreamYard. So they can get your triangulated location from that IP if you do not know how to spoof. Now VPNs and things of that nature do work, but I think you have a lot of problems getting on StreamYard with a lot of things, and spoofing's a lot easier. And I believe I don't know. I have not worked StreamYard. I got somebody looking into this. And then I'm going to come out with a lot of information. But when you're in StreamYard, I believe they can get your location. Just your location. I mean, they can't, like I can say, Joe, I can triangulate his IP and it should come up somewhere in Bay 8th, New York.
Right.
But because you're not spoofing probably or doing anything, you don't give a shit when people know where you're at. You tell them that's your name. But if you're inside, there is a way to gather IPs. That's why they say, come on up here and run your mouth, because then they can at least, for the most part, if you're not spoofing an IP, tell where your IP's from.
Right.
And I'll just say this, I've been on very few fucking shows, and I know where it came from.
I think this is the first time you're on here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, That's the first time I'm on here.
So did Lee go on Tony Soflo's show to do the debate, and they would be able to get his information?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But Lee's been doxxed a million times over.
Right. No, and I believe from what Lee said, he had like 3-layer protection or whatever.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't look like you had 3-layer protection if you were just spoofing. You follow what I'm saying? It doesn't look like you have any protection at all. It'll take you right to the IP. But what they don't realize is the IP is spoofed. So it could be a lot of people, like you can go for a list of spoofed IPs and they end up in India or Pakistan or,
Yeah.
all these different places. But they're a lot of them are real slow and everything. And I happen to have a list of some good ones. I just lost one now because, well, of a snitch.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that out there that everybody needs to be very careful whose shows they go on. Because if you, like say if somebody gets mad and goes on the SoFlo show.
Hey, Charles.
Well, if you're
It's
not smart enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not, well, it's like having sex with a girl you met at the bar, dude.
Mhm.
You can pick something up every time you go in.
Uh-huh.
So be very
Well, everybody
careful.
will say that. They say that's what they're doing. People should be warned. Stay out of that chat if you don't want your information grabbed. And it's not just that. Then they're going in and they've done some stuff where they're dropping people's social security numbers.
SPK, do yourself a favor and just go look it up on Google. It's, you know what I mean? There's a whole list of them, and I don't exactly have just look up spoofing my IP. There's programs you can use to do it. And I just, to be honest with you, I just would stay away from places that you don't want nabbed.
Yeah.
Because if they're good enough, like, to get you, and they know what they're doing, they can even maybe get past the spoof. You know what I mean? So now this individual that got mine probably has an IP grabber. It's a very simple, process. Well, I don't even know. I have never used the behind the stage. Is there a place where when someone logs in, it shows their IP on StreamYard?
No. The only thing I could see is like you do it through Deadly, so you don't know. Like there's tell me who your author. Like somebody comes in my back room, it says author something like your account name. So if they put their name is Chicago Muscle, I could click there's 3 dots and it will tell me who they really are. You know what I mean? It would come up like, no, their real account is Edwin Jimenez or whatever.
Okay.
If it was Edwin. So that's the only thing I could see. Like, so before I let you up, I click the 3 dots to make sure YouTube is telling me that it's definitely Alpha Omega. That's what you come up as, Alpha Omega. And that's it. That's all I could see. But I'm not. I don't know if I could do something else to grab your shit because I don't know all that crap.
Right. Well, there is a way to farm IPs through it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I've already got that information. Now, what exactly they're using, I'm new to that software because I don't, when I started going up on StreamYard, to this day, I haven't downloaded it or looked at the program, so I can't tell you that, but I can tell you this, that I researched the fact that it can be done. And it's being done. And
if your friend Deadly, you and Deadly decide to like pay for StreamYard, I would use a prepaid card because you got to put all your information in with your credit card information and stuff. I would tell them to use like a prepaid card or something.
Yeah, get something like one of them prepaid credit cards at
where you
Walmart
can make
or something,
right.
Because I mean, these fucking dirty motherfuckers are looking to get personal information. Well, you know what they did with Josie dropping her social security number.
They put my license plates out there. My car VIN, my license plates. One of these SOC accounts that's definitely associated with those people over there. They did it to Angels too, but it was old cars.
Right.
And then like the last 4 of our social security. Why do they need to know that stuff? But that's what MR Ray right before he got doxxed. He said something's up my StreamYard. Somebody's in there. So I told you that when you were talking about Deadly getting it. You're like, I don't know. Can they really get into StreamYards? Something was up with his StreamYards. And he's not like computer savvy and stuff like that. But
well, there's definitely ways in. Yeah. They're doing that bullshit. Well, that's all right because, well, we all know what's going on behind the scenes for them. So you don't, yeah. So all I'm saying though is if you don't want to be,
Downed.
well, yeah, if you don't want to be found, you need a spoofed IP, or a VPN can even be bypassed. The best way to do it is just to go in and drop them a fake and let them think that they got you, which is basically what I do. I mean, these people don't realize I'm not playing on the same level or what I am or what, and I'm not even going to talk about it. When I say spec ops, that's what I mean. When I say ghost ops, that's what I mean. I travel the internet in darkness. You will not find me.
Actually, I think what you've given up this information right now is very, very important, and I'll tell you why. There's a lot of people that, I know, like maybe this SPK, these guys are they're running over on all these fucking guys' shows. Even friends of mine, I'm not going to say their names, but, they're jumping on this guy's show, and they don't even realize that they're susceptible. They think they're just going on to argue with something or have a debate with one of these pricks. And next thing you know, it's crazy. It really is. I mean,
right, and they're using the system to grab people's locations.
Mm-hmm.
So say you Joe, go on to the Tony Soplo show, and you go on there and you prick I don't like you, get the fuck out of here, and you argue with him for a minute. He grabs your IP. The next thing you know, he's got your service provider.
Unfucking real.
And they can call up the service provider, try and get you kicked off the internet, tell them you're on here bullying people and all that shit.
Now, so you know how they put these like sex bot things in our chats too? I also heard that if we click on those to block them, they could grab our shit too.
Well, I don't know how true that is, but what I do know is if you say somebody's in a chat, one of the moderators, and they drop a link, that link can have an embedded program in it where you're actually giving it permission to access your PC. Yeah. See, I can right now. There's programs out there that are used with remote PC, and this is what they are. It's a program that I say Joe's having a problem with his computer, and I say, Joe, click this link, and then authorize, say yes. Well, once Joe does that, downloads that or grabs this program and puts and sets up, and it goes into his computer. Then I can go in and say Joe's having a problem in his, in his files or whatever, and he's got problems with his Windows, and he needs an update, and he doesn't know how to do it. I can remotely access Joe's computer anytime it's logged on, and go in there and do whatever I want to it. I can transfer files. I can put gay porn in your hard drive. I can do whatever I want. Once I'm inside, I can work it like it's my own computer.
Yeah.
And then, and that's very dangerous because say somebody gets inside your computer, okay, and embeds, say, something super illegal like child pornography or something like that, then picks up the phone and says, hey, this guy's got shit on his computer. You better go check him out. And they grab your computer. You're in fucking trouble, bro.
Mm-hmm. Big trouble.
Because it's hard to explain how it got there.
They're so dirty. That seems like something they would do. Really try to get you fucking locked down. It's beyond just the regular back and forth, argument type shit.
Try and get you hemmed up. So.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, I mean, if you say right now, if you check my IP, it's that one that I used, and I'm gonna continue to use it for a little while. But I probably, and when I go on shows, it's already dead, so that's the one I'll probably use. But I need to look into it further and see if that can be bypassed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I definitely need to, keep that into consideration when you're going on other people's shows. And like I say, someone like Angel's show or something, you're safe because she ain't going to do that. She doesn't know how to do that. You know what I mean? But like some of these other clowns where you're in there arguing and all this bullshit, you know what I mean? That's totally and
that's why they're trying to bait you to get on there. Are you kidding me? Like even our friend, we had a friend that was over here on this channel, and they were beating him real bad to get on there. And then within like days of him going on there, then his brother and mother are being called. So it makes sense. They try to be, come on, everybody, I'm going to drop the link, have some balls and come up here, debate me. And these people, they fall for it like idiots. Like idiots. Yeah. Why would you go on there regardless if they're grabbing your IP or not? Why would you go on there and give them content? Their show is so dead that they're trying to use you and troll you to give them content. So opposed to like even like them grabbing your information, like don't let them.
If the thing about it is when you grab that link could be embedded, for all you know, with more than just StreamYard if they're good enough. If they know what they're doing. You know what I mean? If they're savvy enough, just getting the link could get you in deep shit. So, I would definitely take that into consideration when you're arguing with these people or,
That's, you know what, man? That's crazy because I would never even think about it. And I'm glad that I really wasn't, going on SoFlo show or this one. And because at the beginning, it was almost like I think I might have been about to go on the show. You know what I mean? In the beginning, before I knew what was going on with him.
Somebody who said horrible things about my friends, and on top of that has a rap sheet of being a S offender and stuff like that, and beating women with pool sticks. That has nothing to do with like, oh, you don't have balls to go on there. No, I would never sit there and talk to somebody like that. I have no reason to talk to somebody like that.
Right. You have to keep your own dignity also. I mean, I've had women now that want me to come on their show and argue with them. I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit on a live and argue with a woman. That's stupid to me. And you know what I'm saying? There's certain things that I will not sit next to somebody who is an offender and argue with them. Now, I let SoFlo on the show the other day, Deadly did. And I basically just wanted to abuse him. I didn't let him on there because I knew it wasn't going to be a civil conversation. You seen what he did. He just screamed and tried to dox and all kinds of shit. So, I just threw him on there for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, well, now they can't say that you don't, because the week before they were saying you don't have the balls to let him up. Now you did. Yeah, now what? Yeah. Now what?
And all he could do was scream when I did. I would have had a conversation with him. I wanted to ask him some questions.
Yeah.
To be honest, that he never has had to answer, but he wouldn't do that. All he'd do is scream. And I even muted him and said, hey, let me ask you a couple questions. Settle down. You heard it. And he says, oh, every time Deadly took off the mute, he was screaming in his frickin' microphone. So I don't see any point in that.
No, but they should always come to yours.
Absolutely. I don't grab anybody's IP. I don't care about that crap. I don't care where you live.
Well, on top of that, like someone wants to talk to me, come to my channel and talk to me. Or maybe we can go to like a mutual party, but I'm not going over there and giving them content. But anyway, I think it's ridiculous that these men want to like go at me. This channel is NB and Bay 8th, but they want to fight with the girl. They don't got the balls to go after Joe. It's ridiculous. It's really comical. It's comical.
What's this freaking video that Pizza made yesterday about us talking to him? So what? That's like common knowledge. I told everybody that I called Pizza when I talked to him that time. And you were the conduit to give him the number for me. But I guess he's over there saying that we did all kinds of stuff with memes, and he didn't prove any of that. I watched that show he put up.
He's full of crap.
Right. Pizza's nuts, and people need to realize that. It's one of the reasons why I quit going after the guy in the first place.
That's why I wouldn't talk to him. I never, that number, I wrote it on a napkin. I sent you a picture of a phone number on a napkin. I wrote it on a napkin, sent you a picture of it, and flushed it down the toilet. I would never call his phone. I talked to him through Instagram messages, and twice I talked to answer the phone through Instagram. But I would never tell him a secret. If I did do something crazy on here, like make a meme, he would be the last person I would tell the secret to, the very last person.
Oh, yeah. And we both know that because everything you tell Pizza is a matter of public information within an hour.
Well, that's why I wouldn't talk to him. He would call me constantly. I wouldn't talk to him for that simple fact that he couldn't say that I talked to him and show phone records and then make up some lies. That's the exact reason.
Oh, no, I called him. I had no problem. And here was the thing with it. I wanted to call him. and let him know that I wasn't going to come after him anymore, and that I would
Hey, Maddie.
hope that he would say he was sorry for that 9/11 shit and fucking, you know, quick, because the thing about it is with pizza, the guy's got mental illness, and if you think it makes me feel good to throw somebody with mental illness a beating, I don't. That's just not who I am. You know.
He's sitting on I mean, Thanksgiving outside in a tent by himself. I mean, I can see why the guy has an angry life, but people who have been nice to him on this side, he's the one that he's whatever.
Well, yeah.
I knew
His own. I'm
I knew
sorry,
it.
Joe. Go ahead.
No, I knew eventually he was gonna he would turn around and blame me for the memes. That's why I wouldn't ever like get have too much conversation with him. Because I know exactly what his thing is. Whatever gets him money, whatever like mood he's in, whatever. Whoever he wants to hang out with, he flip flops. We've seen this all for the past year.
Yeah, and he's working with Mac again right now. That's where all this is
100%.
coming from.
Oh yeah, those guys. He basically Mac is taking it in his ass from pizza. You know, those guys are like fucking. They'll never split up. Those guys.
No, not for long. No, and I think the whole thing stems from a real relationship, like a father and son never had type. Johnny never had a father, and Pizza never had a son, and it's kind of one of those type of things. You know what I mean? A fucking weird, strange relationship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
he is a
think
compulsive
the
liar.
roles.
B1.
Yeah. He's it's like I just, you know, you can't take anything the guy says serious as far as if he's gonna apologize. You know, it's like he's your friend one day, the next day it's, and I, you know, people like
Well,
that. He definitely has some issues.
you know how it started back up with me? He got mad and struck my fucking channel because I put up a fucking comedy video of him arguing with SoFlo. And I called SoFlo, what did I call him? Rapo? And he said that he didn't like his name next to a rapist, so he struck my...
Oh,
He knows how to strike. I'm surprised.
Yeah, pizza.
Well, you know how it started with me when he started going at Josie and calling her the N-word because of the book. Like he doesn't realize, like in the beginning of the book, they weren't getting along, but by the end of the book, they were cool. Like but even me and Josie before in the beginning of the book, like that's what got the N-word and all the nasty stuff and talking about her saying she has a penis and all the nasty stuff he was saying about Josie. And I don't really watch his channel, but you know, like then the stuff with that the sit down girl, the stand up, whatever.
Yeah, he's just looking to make a buck, and he's not loyal to anybody but that buck, and that's just it. And that's what, when I say mental illness, I mean it. I'm not just saying that because the guy's, you know, acts crazy. No, I had a 2-hour phone conversation with him, and it was pretty much how to fucking straighten up his image, stop saying racist shit, try and do better, do the fucking right thing. And if you want to travel around the country in a fucking tent, use that to your advantage, dude. Not sitting there calling people the N-word where you're turning half your audience off and losing money and everything else. That was what the conversation was about. I wanted to talk to him about rehabilitating his image now that he said he was sorry about that 911 shit. Stop being a fucking racist and, you know, and try and do the show. I laid out a game plan to where he could really put together a cool show. You know, because he travels a lot, goes and sees a lot of things, talks to a lot of people. I said, why not do interviews as like a homeless guy, you know, talking to people and, you know, asking them about things and talking about, you know, all the things he does when he's on the road. And, you know, it just fell on deaf ears. He'd rather sit there and call Josie a moon cricket and shit.
You know, that's funny. When he had the Sammy guy on a FaceTime, he was telling him the same thing. Tony, you travel around, talk to homeless people, get their story.
Yeah, well, Sammy's probably fucking, you know, intelligent enough to know that, you know, his racist shtick is never gonna, you know, make him any money. He's never gonna get anywhere with that.
You know, that van life, not that he's in a van, but he was in a car. That van life, those van life channels, they make good money.
Yes, I know some people that used to collect video games, and they sold me about half their collection, the stuff that I wanted out of it, because they wanted to buy a van and just travel the country and do YouTube. And they're doing it and making money. So yeah, and this is kind of the concept that I gave him. You know, I tried to put the guy on the right path. I mean, if you're a Christian, okay, and you truly do love people, at the end of the day, you don't want to hurt anybody. You want to try and help them a little bit. And that's what I did with pizza, and you know, showed him a little bit of friendship, a little bit of brotherhood, tried to put him on the right path. And well, it got me where it got me.
Deposit
You know what I mean?
rejected.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You know, so what are you gonna do?
So
What are you gonna do?
Is Johnny Mac's white? Is he married to a black lady?
Sure he
Yep.
Johnny
is.
Mac.
And he has grandkids, children
Okay.
and grandkids that are
Okay.
biracial.
That should tell you what type of person right there that Johnny Mac is. That he's the sidekick to a guy that makes racist comments, and he's got a black wife. I mean, that's the ultimate. Like, you know, when you think about it, it's like I would be like, "Yo, what are you doing? Like, seriously, my grandkids are black, and you're calling them the N word." I mean, it just goes to show
Well,
what type of person Johnny Mac really is. He's a low life.
you actually have, and I won't mention any names. I'll just say that you actually have a moderator here that they've convinced over there that I'm a racist. And yeah, and I actually have, well, he's not a child anymore. He's a Marine. I raised a black Marine, the biggest black Marine you ever seen in your fucking life. Now, you talk about a monster, okay? And I raised this child because my sister was dating a black guy in Chicago, and she was hooked on drugs, and she was not taking care of him. So I took him. And I don't have a relationship with my sister because of it, because she's mad at me because you know, I took him. But basically, to call me a racist, and Johnny Mac is telling people that I was best friends with Tony Pizza, and that I am still friends with Tony Pizza. First of all, Pizza's hating me again, and yes, I will openly admit that I tried to get him to stop being a racist. Okay, and if that took me having a phone conversation with him and a couple hours of my time to try and help it better the world by cutting off his shit and trying to give him a new path, then how is it that I'm a bad guy? That's what I want to know.
I think that I'm racist too. I'm a racist too. I don't know what am I because I'm friends with MRE
Me.
or because why am I racist? I'm
Yeah.
You
confused.
could tell.
I can care less.
Chicago. You could tell Chicago Muscle has some morals, you know. And I remember they attacked my. You know, they were going after my family or whatever, and you did a show. I mean,
Yep, I didn't even know you
obviously, exactly. It's like it's two different class of people you're dealing with, and you know that you could see right away. I don't know you. I never did a show, but I could tell right away that you know you're definitely the next level above these guys. I mean, they don't care about anything or anyone. They'll say, I mean, they have no self pride as a human being. That's the other thing. Like, could you
well, you
imagine
know what?
having black grandkids and this guy's calling them the end? I mean, who would do that? Who would put up
No.
with that?
Well, the thing about it is, it was just like I did a show about Lee too. Me and Lee weren't even friends. I didn't like the guy, you know, and I heard everybody running around calling him a pedophile. And I was like, you know, even though I'm not even, you know, I don't even like this guy, I was not going to sit back and listen to another man slandered like that when I had his record sitting right in front of me. And there is nothing like that on there, none of that. And I made a little video and said, hey, for the people that, you know, think that I come with credible information, Lee is not any of those things. And the same thing where they were trying to portray you as this maniac, stalker, thug, evil, you know what I mean? That just shows up at people's houses, guns ablazing, looking to kill people. And it's like, they doxed the man's fucking wife. What would you do? And then gets on the fucking phone shooting your mouth off. Pull up. Yeah, okay. Well, motherfucker, you know, be careful what you wish for, because some people will do just that. You know, and you mess with a man's family and then you want to say, oh, he's violent. He's this, he's that. What a thug. Let me just say this. If somebody messes with your family and you don't get violent, you're a bitch in my book.
And a lot of people don't know this, that a month prior to that, Vinny Bracco, my friend or whatever, he had gotten into like some words with Gunsmoke, like, and they were, so Vinny Bracco was about to go to Gunsmoke's house and to talk to him about, like, why are you saying these things? Vinny's not violent. But this Gunsmoke was sending messages to Vinny, which I still have to this day. I got all the messages. And it pissed me the hell off because he really intimidated Vinny, like to the point, like, old man, you come to my house, I'm going to shoot you in the head. This is the new Gunsmoke. It was all this gangster shit he was talking in this text messages back and forth to Vinny. Like, seriously, like, yo, I'll shoot you in the head. You don't know me. I'll whoop your ass. If I see you in front of my house, it's on and popping. And I'm like, Vinny, you didn't call me? He's like, nah, I didn't call you. I didn't want. I'm like, you let him talk to you that way? So that was in the back of my mind before him, talking shit to me on the phone.
Right.
So that's another part that people don't realize. Like, okay, you intimidated the shit out of this old man who's 60 years old.
He had cancer too, didn't he?
Yeah, cancer. Yeah, he was sick at the time.
Exactly. So it's like, all right, you intimidated Vinny, great. Okay, and you backed Vinny Bracco down, 60-year-old man. And, so now you want to try that with other people, and eventually it's like,
well,
it's
finally,
like,
your mouth is going to end up getting results. Fine, you know what I mean? If you fuck with the wrong person. And, well, that's kind of like I put in the video. He fucking finally pissed off a guy who's willing to fuck his shit up. He kept running his fucking mouth. And it's just what it is.
And it exposed all of them, because even if you, like, if I was FBI, he should have been at my doorstep, FBI, because the reason, he's the catalyst for all of this. You know what I mean?
Right,
He's the catalyst. And I would have figured if it was my boy. I was waiting. Honestly, I was locked and loaded thinking, all right, these guys are going to get in the car, and he's going to come meet me or call me or whatever. And it just never happened. And it's probably
well, I'm glad it didn't happen, because you got your own life to take care of, bro. You don't need to be fighting these guys. And I like the way I handle it. If you want to meet me, it was funny. Joe looked up the Burger King, or not Joe, but Mike Slick looked up the Burger King, didn't you, Mike? And he's like, holy shit, there's a gravel road that leads all the way down out into the woods. And he looked up the Burger King. He's like, son of a bitch, you're serious about that? I was like, you goddamn right. I've used that location before. I left a motherfucker laying there. So, it's not a problem with meeting people. It's just a matter of, you're not going to get my information. You're not going to get, so you can call my kid's job and tell them their father's this and he's that. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen. But I will meet you.
And the thing is, when you think about it, it was a very smart move on my part for one reason, and I'll tell you why. They know that, like, I know where they are, you know what I mean? And I wanted to let them know, like, yo, you think you're just going to keep doing this shit? Nah, buddy. I come from a different era, than this YouTube shit. You know what I mean?
Right,
if you're going to, you didn't even know half of the stuff they were doing, putting my mom's information, her name up, my brother's name up, shit like that. You know what I mean? My family members, like, putting their names up and like talking shit. And it's like, at some point, you just,
I don't blame you at all.
It's going to go left or right. But I was amazed that when, knowing what he told Vinny, I don't think he knew what I knew. He pulled the same shit with me. I'll kill you. Fuck you. Who do you think you are? Come to my house. I'm going to shoot you in the head. I'm like, all right, man. It's like, really?
And then when you fucking showed up, he hides behind the curtains, peeking out.
It was fucking
pussy. Yeah.
The curtains again.
Well, That's some straight bitch shit. You know what? You whipped his fucking ass mentally, and now you don't even have to go to jail for it. Think about it, dude. He will forever be known as the curtain peeker. So,
Yeah.
you know, and that's just like these people where I'll whoop your ass, I'll do this, I'll do that. Hey, I have given
Yeah.
you location to do that. If you don't show up, who's the punk? Not me. I'm not going to walk into a trap. I'm telling you to meet me at a Burger King. That's public, you know? And we can just
And
head on down this little gravel
I
road and do what we got to do.
because what a lot of people don't realize, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way, but some people that are on YouTube really are not like came from a different life. Like
Right,
I came from a different time where when things like that, when they start going after your family, then it's like I really don't care at that point.
right,
It's like,
right.
it's just, I mean, as far as what they were doing is like stuff that I would
Oh,
never consider doing anything like that. You know what I mean?
I
And
would never do some of the things that they have done to people without expecting to battle to the death.
right. And like,
Okay.
you come from a different background. You're not a YouTuber. I could hear it in the way you talk and the words you
No,
use and the language.
no, no,
So
I'm
it's
not a
like,
YouTuber.
people have to understand that the people that are coming into YouTube now, some of them handled situations different. You know what I mean? And
Right.
now you come on YouTube, I'm thinking like at some point, if I'm going back and forth with someone and they're like, it's getting to a point where it's like escalating, well, then there's only one thing that could happen is, we
Right.
got to
And
meet
then
up and handle it.
they'll call the cops on you. I actually
Right.
respect the stance that you took afterwards, where a lot of people were like, "Oh, come on, we got to fight these guys. We got to do this. We got to do that." Actually, with your situation, it went into the real world, and it was about to go down. If somebody that had the balls to come outside, it would have went down. And when
And
you get to that point where you're almost your family's gonna suffer because you might go to jail for some bullshit you did, um, it's not really worth it, bro. I mean, if it's
There,
if it's mutual combat and they show up at like that Burger King or something and there's a fight, it really anybody's not. You may go to jail for disorderly conduct or fighting or something like that, but if you don't fuck the guy up so bad that he's might die or something. You know what I mean? Just
yeah,
whip his ass real good.
well, there was
and let
also
me,
then the people started like like idiots would start trolling, and I would tell them to stop falling for it because remember the one time you were driving home and you got a phone call to go meet somebody at some place,
oh
and
yeah, that one.
Joe's pulling up. Joe's literally going there to pull up to meet some random person that he doesn't even know who it is. So he pulled
Right.
up a couple. Joe pulled up a couple times to places that he didn't announce on YouTube. There was a couple times he pulled up places looking for people because then these people would come into chat, like leave messages under videos and stuff like that and say, "Oh, I want to fight you. I'm at this place." And he would just happen to be like driving past that exit at the time, and he would pull up screaming and yelling, "Where the F are you?" And nobody would be there.
Yeah, well, I
So
don't have a real bad temper because the way I was trained, and my father told me this from the time I was a young kid. He used to, when I was younger, he used to train me, and I would get pissed off because we would use batons, and he would crack my knuckles with the baton, and I would get fucking mad and come flying at him swinging. And every time he would
Yeah,
just sidestep me, hit me in the back of the head, trip me up, and I'd bust my face on the ground. And he said, you got to keep your composure, son. He said, you cannot lose your temper. He said, the minute you lose your temper in a battle, you're done. He
yep.
said, you're dead. You'll lose your life over. So you have to maintain control and have mental stability when you know what I mean? So I don't mean to sound like some Bruce Lee motherfucker, but when I fight, I'm completely calm. You know what I mean? And calculating and sidestepping and doing the things that need. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like a real fighter does. They don't. You didn't see that fight last night you guys put on where them two dudes went in there and started doing some wild bullshit. Everything that they did was calculated
Yep,
to the
of
sweet
course.
science. You see what I mean? And
The
combat
amount of
is
energy
also, that way.
when you get all psyched up like that, the amount of
Right.
energy you expend, you know what I mean, just going crazy like that.
Right.
Exactly. You have to be calm in those situations, and
Right. And the whole thing of it is like with you letting somebody bait you to get off a freeway to spite them at a gas station. You've already to a
yeah.
certain point, and that's temper. You have to channel that, okay, and
Hmm.
put your energy into when it actually is going to happen. Don't let people rattle you. And you've learned that, I think, because I have not seen you even argue with anybody on the internet in I don't know how long. And congratulations to you. If everybody could learn to do what you did, it would probably, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to see anybody get in trouble. I don't want to see anybody go to jail. There's a certain someone here, not even FBS, but there's SoFlo. I'm willing to go to jail to fight that guy. I am not kidding you. He's done too much bullshit, ran his mouth too much. It has gone that far. But he'll never fight
Right.
me. He was in Tennessee. I told him, meet me at the Burger King. You want the address? I'll get it to you. Nah. He wanted to talk about Maine, the opposite direction. So you know what that is, SoFlo? You listening? You're a fucking punk.
Yeah. That
That's
was
all
the
they
thing
want to
that
do.
was throwing me. That was
Get
throwing
out,
me for a
get
loop
online and
early
sell
on.
wolf tickets. You know.
Well, the whole exactly like our age group. If someone calls you out and says be on this corner at a certain time, and the way we grew up is like you're probably going to go meet the guy for whatever reason. But on
Yep.
YouTube, I found out that when they call you out and say meet me on this corner, it's bullshit. So now I'm like, you know what, man? How many times is someone going to say pull up and meet me over here? That's why it's like it's bullshit. But when you think about it, in our heyday, I mean, if the kid's like, yo, meet me over here after school. You don't
Right.
show up there after school,
Oh
you got a
God, it's
problem. You
yeah.
gotta
You
go.
don't even go to school for about a week because your shit's getting hazed. You just
Exactly.
might as
Right.
well
So
go
it's
ahead and
like
take that ass whooping because I'll tell you right now,
exactly.
it's worse at school. Yeah, I've had 10 times the bloggings from like something that I did or
Oh, forget it.
you know what I mean, like just little shit when
Yeah.
you were younger. But man, you just didn't want to face your friends or none of that.
And
Yeah,
I
so I
was
get it.
and it was funny because, when I was in school and I was younger, and I would see someone like, say, look, man, me and you after school over by the swings. I'm like, wait a minute now. Fuck that. I ain't meeting you after school. We're going right fucking now because I ain't
Right,
waiting to get out
right.
to it. It's like, you know what I mean? We're fighting in the hallway. I'm not meeting you at 3 o'clock.
Well,
You
I'll
want
tell
to
you
fight? Let's
an
fight
incident
now.
that I got. I'll tell you an incident that I got into, and it's a similar situation. I was in prison, and they had me working the chow line. Now, there's guards on each side of the chow line, and they're watching what you put on people's plates. And if you got
Hmm.
a friend that comes through the line and you put extra on there or whatever, you'll get your ass jumped. You possibly could end up cleaning bathrooms instead of working on the chow line. And the and the chow line was a privilege because after they were done, if there was any food that was left over, they'd let you put it, wrap it up, and take it back with you or whatever. So it was, and you could give people extra food in your barracks. It was a good privilege to have, and I didn't want to lose this
Hmm.
privilege. And this guy walks up to the fucking through the chow line, and he says, "Give me another piece of meat." And I said, "I can't, bro. They're watching." And he's like, "I didn't fucking ask, motherfucker. I told you. Give me another piece of meat." And I said, "You don't tell me fuck all. Get fucked, punk." And he started running his mouth. When you come back to the barracks, when you come
April,
back
shut
to the
the fuck up. Look at this stupid dumb bitch. Why don't you come up here, April? Come up here and say it. Come on,
what?
April.
I didn't see what she said.
Hey, she's
Oh,
running her mouth.
stop. Who's
April
April?
1984. Come up here and run your mouth, April. Stupid
That's
dumb bitch.
okay.
Yeah, come
Okay.
on.
Okay, so I'll finish my story.
Yeah,
So
finish your
this
story.
this
And
guy
I'll
tells
listen
me
to you. Come on.
this guy tells me, he says, don't, when you come back to the barracks, that's what we used to call him there. He says, when you come back
It's
to the barracks, He said, "Yeah, me and the boys are gonna jump you, motherfucker." Well, I knew he was serious. Okay, he meant it because he's a bitch, and it was
Oh
gonna
yeah.
take more than one. So I'm thinking to myself, well, we'll just settle this right fucking here. Big mistake because I went around the fucking
Bingo. Yep.
chow line. I got in this motherfucker's face, and I didn't even fucking hit him. The guards, I pulled my arm back, and the guard behind me hooked my arm. You know what I mean? So I couldn't punch
Shit.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Right.
hooks my arm, grabs me, pulls me out of there, and the whole fucking chow hall erupts. Okay? And
Yep.
fucking starts fucking going off. Well, they take me down, put me in the fucking hole for the night. And I end up having to I get fucking tickets for this shit, bro. And they gave me an inciting a fucking riot in the chow hall within the fuck. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is this? This ain't no big deal. They're like, you can give you 5 more years for that shit. And I'm like, oh, fuck me. You know, so they take me down to kangaroo court. And I have to fucking explain to the fucking judge, you know, they got the little kangaroo court set up in the prison so that if people
Right.
get violations or whatever, you have to go
Mhm.
because you can get new charges in the joint, you know. And they bring me down and I talked to the judge that they had brought in and everything. And I told her, I says, hey, I was stuck in the middle. I says, I would be in trouble for giving the guy more if I gave it to him. I said, and then he's threatening me that when I get back to the barracks, I'm going to get jumped. I said, I had no choice but to handle my business right there. And she gave me like 6 days off my good time for it. You know, still I lost 6 days of my life just for
Right.
not, you know what I mean? Losing my temper. But
Yeah.
sometimes I was put in a position where you have to,
It's now or
you
never,
have to do
basically.
something. Yeah, you have no
Yeah.
choice. And that's what these fucking idiots on the internet don't realize is that if you put a man into the position where he has no choice, he's gonna fucking do what he's got to do, bro. And that's
Yep.
what you did. I respected it, and you know, even though I was saying, "God damn it, bro, don't get hemmed up. These motherfuckers want to call the cops," you know.
Yep. I know.
I at the same time, people run around, "Oh, you're a maniac. You don't do that. This is the internet." And I'm sitting
Yeah.
there saying to myself, "You motherfuckers, bunch of fucking hypocrites. You want to call this man a psycho and all this shit, and you baited him into what happened." You know, you basically gave the man no choice. You said, "Here's your honor. I'm taking a fucking piss on it and your family, and if do something about it." What, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I
You know,
know.
I don't know.
It basically, at some point in life, though, you know, I just got to a point where it was like, you know what? I don't want them bringing the drama to my crib, so I'm going to bring it to them. You know what I mean? It's just the
Right.
situation. That everybody, people could say whatever they want, but you know, and it's easy to be Monday morning quarterback and say, well, why'd you do that? But in that moment, obviously, I wasn't really thinking about, you know, what the consequences or what the
You lost your
repercussions are.
composure, brother.
Right.
You lost your
And I got to
composure.
be.
Your temper got the best
And
of you. You know.
Edwin, thank
And
you.
what's crazy though is people don't realize that I've met up with people on YouTube. And you know what? To be honest with you, the people that I've met up with, it wasn't that we fought, it was to squash it. You know what I mean? And that's happened a couple of times, you know, that sometimes you need to just, you know, sit with someone, look them in his eyes and say, look, do you really want this to go further? And most people, when you get to that point, now we don't, you know, let's shake
Well,
hands
it's
and
like
keep it moving.
it's like FBS right now calling me a chomo and shit. I guarantee you on my grandchildren's blood, if I walked up to him on the street, our problem would be settled within 13 seconds. And I don't mean physically. I mean, like, I would walk up to him, look down at him into his eyes, and tell him, "Do you want to say that to me? Then fucking shut your mouth on the internet and walk away." And he would never mention me a fucking again. I guarantee it.
He'd call the cops on you.
No, he wouldn't call the cops because I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't hit him unless he swung on me, and then I would fucking destroy him. But you know, I have a way of handling that type of business to where, you know, most people that are fucking selling wolf tickets, they don't want to fight, man. They just want to talk on the internet. It's very few. Well,
Yeah.
look, this is a great example, Joe, of all, and this is why I have so much respect for you, of all the people that fucking run their mouths and talk all this shit, and I'll whip your ass, and I'll do that, and I'm coming for you, and I'm looking up your IPs and all that. You're the only motherfucker on here that actually pulled up. I was like, wow, this guy fucking really went. I'm like, respect. You know, I mean, instead of talking, you did. And I like that shit. I was like, I got to make a video.
Yeah,
You know, and we didn't even know each other, but I was eyeballing your ass like I do all of these fucking idiots around here.
But
You know,
thank
I know
God
who's legit and who's not. I'll just say that.
Thank God nothing happened. Nobody was hurt. You know, it is. I mean, I learned a lot from that because, like I'm telling people, you know, when like you call out people, you know, I'm not used to like calling out people and then like just letting it slide or whatever. And I thought on YouTube that, you know, these people, the kids from Queens. So basically, I'm thinking like, okay, you know, they got some people over there that, you know, have balls or whatever. And, you know, he seemed like he wanted to be a tough guy or whatever. And it just didn't really
Work out that way.
and then the way they turned everything was just that was the other thing. Like they turned, you know, the whole situation around. And
Of
Well,
course they do.
the thing about it is, Joe, and I think you know this as well. You ever hear me talk about whipping people's asses? Really? I mean, if they threaten me, I will respond with a ha ha ha, you know, bring it, this type of shit. But the guy that's going to really fucking do it and has the intentions of doing it, I have no intentions of fighting anyone unless they put my personal info out. Now, to the person who fucking runs around saying they got my IP, you fucking came at my family now, as far as I'm concerned, because you tried to get my personal info. We are fucking enemies till the day you fucking die.
exactly. And
Just like
you know,
Soulflow. We are enemies till the day he fucking dies.
Well, that
And
was
you,
like the Hep C guy. He brought up my child and parenting, and then he wants to squash it and try to make deals with everybody behind the scenes. F that.
yeah,
No way. If anybody's supposed to protect their children or their child, or it's supposed to be the mother and the parents. And
You call my wife a fucking whore, or you talk about my children, or you try and dox my wife like they did Joe or anything like that, I might not tell you it, okay? Because while talking shit don't get you nowhere, it makes you look like a punk.
Hey,
But without it happening. But what I will say is this: anyone who's ever done that, it's on fucking sight. Okay? It's on fucking sight, and I don't bullshit about that.
ding ding.
So it is what it is, you know.
no.
But I don't want that confrontation because I know, you know, I don't give a shit how much money you got or whatever, or lawyers and all that. You can still get hemmed up and go to the fucking joint. And I'm 52 years old. I've already done 12 years of my life. So that means I've only lived 40 years as a free man. And I'm not willing to do that to my grandchildren or my wife or any of that unless I feel they're truly in danger. Now, you start putting my IP out, dropping my addresses and shit, I'm going to tell you right now, if my identity ever comes out, it's the fucking biggest mistake they ever made. Because then I feel my family's in danger and I got to go to you.
Hey, Joy.
Bingo.
Good morning, Joy.
I mean,
How are you? This is for Alan Kaiser. Everybody, please check it out on Facebook.
Yeah, it's just, you know, and
What's up,
like
Joy?
I said, Joe, I know that everybody bashed you for that, and we really never even had a conversation about it. But I made that video because I respected it, because finally, somebody, instead of just fucking selling wolf tickets, pulled up. I was like, God damn, finally. You know, I was thinking to myself, when is this shit, when is it going to end? And then evidently it's not going to end, but at least people know. Joe, I noticed that a lot of people backed off you after that because Joe wasn't bullshitting.
Yeah.
You know, Joe
Well,
wasn't
sort of,
bullshitting.
but then there was like some of these, you know, to an extent, but then privately things that you guys didn't even see, people would come in the comment sections and say so, and he would run over there and he would pull up to wherever bar or whatever place they would tell, screaming like, "Where are you?" So then, and even you know, his other partner.
Right.
These people like Argo trying to bait him into a fake fight so that Argo can get subscribers, that type of bullshit. Like, so then they started getting trolled for that. And it's like, Joe, they're just trolling you. Stop like responding to these people and pulling up. It makes no sense. But look what happened with MRE and the kid. The kid thought that he was going to go there and make friends with him, whatever. After he ran his mouth on channels that did all that disgusting stuff to his family, the kid wasn't going to walk out of there without being punched in the face.
Now he got smoked up, and the bottom line is this. I listened to what MRE said when that happened that night, and he said, I couldn't sleep with myself or sleep or live with myself if I just let that motherfucker walk off and didn't do nothing.
Yep.
This is what I'm trying to, put across to people is if these type of threats and things that you're making, they need to realize there are some people here that will handle their business. Okay. And if you really don't want that type of smoke, you shouldn't start that type of fire.
It's really kind of stupid for that pole smoker guy. He's sitting like Kane Shade says he's in the belly of the beast. That pole smoker's in the belly of the beast, and his partner over there runs his mouth every day about people.
Right. Well, so does he.
Yeah, and so I don't watch him. Yeah, either way, so does he. Is what I'm saying, and it's like you're really stupid to sit up there and run your mouth, and especially to the fact that he couldn't even walk outside when Joe was over there. He couldn't even open his door and try to have a conversation.
Right, and Joe didn't even have Joe didn't have a weapon or anything on him. Realistically, if that would have been me and I was Gunsmoke and Joe pulled up like that, I would have walked out with a pistol. I'd have stuck it in his face and I'd have said, "Pull your shirt up," and and turn around. And when he turned around and didn't have anything on him, I'd have handed the pistol to Brenda and I'd have fucking clotheslined him right off his feet or whatever we had to do, Joe. Me and you would have went right there. But I sure as hell wouldn't be hiding behind the curtains after I called the motherfucker out.
Mm-hmm.
That's some bullshit right there.
And then you come on the next day and you have me on a Ring video and you're really going to call the cops? I mean, who would even... Like, how would you
walk on the sidewalk in front of his house anyway?
I mean,
I'm just glad that you stayed out of jail,
Yeah, but
because realistically, would it be worth sitting in jail to beat up Gunpoke?
No.
Gunpoke, are you done?
Only thing
but you want to know the best part? This is the best part. Wait, it gets better because so then Gunpoke went on his channel with ring cams running his mouth and stuff. And did you see Joe put one screenshot up? Joe had screenshots to show that Gunsmoke was threatening them and all this other. Joe never put anything out. Never put one single thing out. He had phone calls of Gunsmoke Act and all that. Joe didn't put that stuff out.
No.
But Gunsmoke is going to go up there and cry like he was some kind of victim. Joe could have put out all the screenshots or the phone call where Gunsmoke's talking all tough about shooting him, shooting up his house, whatever else, whatever he's going to do, that stupid whale, whatever was going on. But Joe didn't put none of that stuff out.
Yeah.
And then the FBI conversations, that was another thing. He was calling me FBI. He didn't realize that once he heard BK was on the line, he hung up the phone because he knew he got played at that point. Because he was talking mad shit like, meet me here, meet me there. I'll meet you anywhere and I'll shoot you in the head. And I'm bringing 10 guys. It was like he kept telling me, FBI, we're going to meet you. And I'm like, who's we? You know what I mean? We.
Right.
I'm coming alone. You got it, guys. And then, luckily,
don't
BK,
you love them motherfuckers? They got mice in their pocket. We.
Oh, man. He's like, meet me in Philly. I'm like, you don't want to meet me in Philly. He's like, no, I do. I'm like, come on. It's not to that point. You know, we're not going to. And he's like, meet me in Philly. I took him by surprise. Because I was like, then I said, well, where and when? And it was like, that's when he got a little tongue-tied or whatever, you know.
Well, that was like the Code of the Street guy. So Joe calls up Code of the Street and was just like, yo, what the F? I heard you going at Muscle. This is when Code of the Street went at you.
Yeah.
And he flipped out on Joe. Like, what are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. He got like super paranoid and went crazy. And then like, give it 10 minutes. What did he do? He called you back on three-way with Gunsmoke on the other line and like, Gunsmoke, did I ever tell you any personal business about Joe and MB? Thin Gray Line. He calls him on three-way with Thin Gray. Oh my God. And then he's on SoFlo show like within 10 minutes. And Joe and him were close. Joe and him were friends like that. And then Joe's like, okay, well, I'll meet up with you. And he's like, well, I can't do it today. How about in 3 days or something? What did he say to you? Something like that.
Right.
Oh, he was another one that was exciting things. You know, he wants to go on his motorcycle and fucking rev up the engines, you know, in front of FBI's house. And he's telling me, like, bro, you're my dog. When you want to go there, you're not going there alone. I'm going to be with you. This is my town. I live over here in Philly. He ain't got shit. Tell him to meet me, pull up. Finally, I don't know how much later it was, but I called him like, yo, Code, we need to handle that business now. He's like, you think we could schedule it for next week? And
Yeah.
I'm like, schedule it for next week.
But he was all like, as soon as something's about to pop off, I'm riding with you. I'm going with you. I
Oh,
listened to
he
the phone
hated
call
the
like,
kid
when he
worse
was
than
with
me.
Joe.
Oh, he hated the kid worse than me. That's when I figured.
I just look at it this way: when the minute they start in with that, I'm gonna whip your ass. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Well, first of all, the motherfucker that's gonna really fucking whip your ass ain't gonna talk about it. He's just gonna do it. That's why I say, okay, you're gonna. Every time I'm threatened, I say, okay, I'll let you know where I'm gonna be there, and you can come up and here's the location. I mean, Code of the Street right now has somebody that's willing to pay his airfare and everything to get to where I'm at. So we'll see what he does. We got this situation going right now. Code of the Street was on his show. I don't care where it is, what it takes, what I got to do. I'm gonna beat this guy's ass. And well, Code, you might want to fucking realize you've been sold a bag of goods, motherfucker. And I'm not that dude in Maine. You ain't gonna be whooping on poor old David Monpass, the 65-year-old ass motherfucker.
No, he was swearing that he had bikers from the club, and so Thin Gray Line. This is how it was explained to us. Thin Gray Line was at a biker club or something. I don't know where bikers hang out, so I don't know the correct terminology.
Clubhouse.
He was in a biker clubhouse, and those guys heard you, and they said that you're not really a biker. So this all came from Thin Gray Line. So then Thin Gray Line brought 30 bikers into his chat to have Code's back and to say that you're not a real biker. So Thin Gray Line is
a Thin Gray Line is a former corrections officer.
Yes, and he also switched his account to
any clubhouse in the country. Let me give you a little bit of street knowledge. Any clubhouse in the country would fucking put a beer bottle up his ass, kick it, and throw him through the fucking door like a saloon.
Remember, he was telling you, Joe, you were up there with him, and he was like, there's 30 bikers in chat, and there was like 13 people, and like 10 of them were people that we knew, you know what I mean? Like regular names that we know. And then 3 of them were like, I clicked on the accounts and saved them, and it was like an outlaw account, and like, it was like they had like patches or something as avatars. And like within 2 days, they switched to like Thin Gray Line accounts. So it was all Thin Gray Line's fake accounts, false flagging, I guess.
And I think that you need to know something that's actually happening right now. I had a real outlaw on my show the other night.
Are you talking about our friend?
Yes, I'm talking about our friend. And I had him on the show the other night. And he went ahead and identified himself and showed him his brand and the whole 9 yards. And he wanted to know where this individual was false flagging was from and what his name was and everything. So I'll just tell you, Thin Gray Line and Code of the Streets right now, you have the real outlaws looking at you for false flagging. Watch your fucking step, boys. That's right, because this person actually knows me. Even though we were on opposite sides of the fence 30 years ago, we respect each other and we become good friends. Yeah, I was an angel, he was an outlaw.
I don't know this biker talk. Like, I never understood Code's biker talk. That's why I think a lot of these chicks can, like, he could fool them because they don't understand the biker talk. You know what I mean?
Code is the guy that fucking wears a support patch for an actual biker club. Yeah, well, he's basically like the Spider from Goodfellas. He carries the fucking drinks and sucks their dicks when they need them sucked, and polishes their bikes and washes them, and they put guys like Code out there on the bikini car wash, in short shorts, shaking their ass and fucking doing toy runs and that type of shit. He's a fucking pass me around bitch. And
Could you?
I never wanted to talk to her, but Joe was like the one day he's like handing me the phone. He's like, just talk to him. I'm like, I don't trust him. He's like, just talk to him. He's good. He's good. But he was like trying to, and that's the funny thing. Like he like his talk with me, like talking about Bible study. Remember, Joe, like the messages, the Bible study and choking girls and throwing them on the bed. Like he was like talking all like kind of like sexual to me and stuff like that. Meanwhile, he's like Joe's friend. It was so weird. But now you should see Joe. You haven't caught up, but some chick on the other side, he was like sexting her, like perverted stuff.
oh, I got shit that would blow your mind. I got fucking pics of the dude naked. What are you talking about?
Ew. And not only that, Joe, but like this involves children. She's saying her children are next to him, and he's like saying how he's beaten off to it. Like it's
Man.
disgusting. Some gross shit, Joe.
Joe watched my
Could you
show the other
imagine-
night. Have I ever met him? You're breaking up. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Joe,
No, what?
what'd you just say?
listening to what he,
What'd you say to no? What'd
What
you
I
just say
was-
to Muscle? You
what I
broke
was-
up.
what I was gonna say is, could you imagine? You're kind of like not so much a street guy, but you know people in the life. You're a knockaround guy. Could you imagine telling your people, you know what I mean? Like, this guy's a correction officer and he's my friend. They'd put a bullet in your head so fast. Why are you bringing this guy around? You wouldn't want
Right.
to be caught dead with these guys. Seriously. You'd want to be around. They'd be looking at you like, he's what? A CEO.
Well, especially
You're bringing
prison
around
guards,
me?
because most of us have done, and done a little bit of time. And a corrections officer in biker eyes is like the fucking tier snitch. You know what I mean? The guy that fucking treats you like shit and fucking gives you orders that you want to knock off the motherfucking balcony, but you can't because you'll get another charge, and they taunt you. You know what I mean? That's the way that type of fucking thing, is looked at. Now, I don't ride that lifestyle anymore, and my kids are law enforcement, but it's still in the club's eyes. I wouldn't walk into the club and bring my son either. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is, and I understand that. And people know that I'm still friends with my situation, but I also know to show respect to and not bring certain people around.
Exactly.
Remember the first time we were on the phone with Code, and I said to him, you said to him, is this Chicago muscle real? And I said, Joe, that's not even a question. Don't ask that. Chicago's real. He goes, 100%. People verified it. I know 100%. He's a real deal. He's the real deal. Like he was like 100%. They verified it. They verified it. And then like fast forward like 3 weeks, and it's like, now my people verified that they're not. Thin Gray Line is at the clubhouse, and all those guys recognize his voice. Real people. Real deal people.
Right.
So like, you're so full of crap. Thin Gray Line's not at no clubhouse. And the thing that did it for me too, though, was like I verified. I checked the accounts in his chat that were claiming that you were fake, and they all went back to Thin Gray Line. So where are these bikers that are at this clubhouse typing in the chat? It was all a troll tactic because you were Thin Gray Line was with Johnny Mac, and you were going at Johnny Mac. So they had to get you going at somebody else to get you off Johnny. You know what I mean? So I think Thin Gray Line started the fight with you and Code to get you off Johnny Mac. And meanwhile, he's supposed to be.
Well, no, when the fight started between me and Code, when he knew that I knew he was full of shit. Because before that ever happened, he had told me that he knew a bunch of people that were in my club that recognized my voice. And
he said that Thin Gray Line's the one who introduced him to him. That's what he told us. And Joe was like telling him, leave muscle. Joe got into a fight with him because he was sticking up for you, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Telling him he's full of crap.
Basically, I called him out on it and said, there is no way you know anybody from my former club. I haven't been wearing a patch for 25 fucking years. Nobody's going to, you know what I mean? Nobody's going to come here and stick up for me. I said, whoever's saying this to you is a fake. Don't trust them.
Yep.
So, and I don't know if that was Thin Gray Line or who. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Once you called him out, he had to discredit you because then everybody would know the game's up with him. So he had to make you like.
I said when it really broke off is one night he was fucking tweaking his balls off, hiding in the front yard. Look, Bill Stacks was calling him, telling him he was coming for his ass because I guess he was trying to fuck Bill's girlfriend. Well, when he
there
started
was something.
NB, you remember that shit because he was
Yeah.
tweaking his ass off in that chat, and I believe you were there. And I told him he was freaking out, and I said, Code. All I said to him is, Code, you're not built for this shit.
Yep, that was it.
And because remember I said he was fucking. Remember what I say? When you lose your composure, that's when you get fucked up. Well, you can verify this, NB. He was totally losing his composure, and I knew it because it was like if you let somebody like Bill Stacks, and even I've told this to Bill, he's not the most threatening fucking guy to me. Okay, if you let somebody like Bill Stacks punk you like that, you ain't shit, dude. You ain't fucking shit. Right then, I was like, this guy, man, he's so fucking weak. I don't even know how he got his support badge. How the fuck do you walk around a clubhouse full of motherfuckers that'll kill you in a minute?
I don't know. I think he claims his dad's a 1%er, and he got it all because of his dad's affiliation. There's a video of it. He's on somebody's channel. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay, I don't know,
No.
Biker Talk.
Well, my father was. That's how I got in. But his old man is so fucking old. When did he get his affiliation? His dad's like 100. Wait, you look back at the timeline of when they say his father was maybe, what was he supposed to be? A 16 or what? Because hey, morning, Josie.
I'll send you the video. Josie, you want to come up? If you want, there's a link. I'll have to send you the video of him on claiming whatever his father is and stuff like that. You would understand it more than I would because I
would, because you can look back at the clubhouse, and at the age that his father is, most of these clubs back when he would have been involved in it, for his age, didn't even fucking exist. You know what I mean? You got certain things that started in the 40s after World War II, and but I don't want to go too much into it. But you know what I mean. That's how I knew he was full of shit.
Hey, Joey.
Good morning.
What's up, Josie?
Good morning, everyone. Hi. How are you?
I've been meaning to talk to Josie because last time she was live, she was kind of like a little upset because they're talking about your pussy, and I get it all the time. I get
and you bring it up again.
I get comments every day under our videos talking about mine too, Josie. They are obsessed with pussies. Why? Why? They're always trying to look up my shorts. They're trying to claim they see things that they don't see. These fucking men are not all of them. I'm not saying all of you guys.
Look at Joe sitting over there like he just fucked the neighbor's cat. Joe likes pussy, don't you, Joe?
I get so many comments about my pussy under these videos constantly. I know the feeling.
Listen, here's what happened, and I did go on and on about it a lot, but. And I probably shouldn't have, but I was so fucking irate. What happened is, I think I was on Muscle Show or somebody's show, and they said in the chat that I need to shave my pussy and put their head on my nappy head, right? So I fucking got so irate. Oh my God. First of all, I wax. It's not happening. Secondly, I have. Did you not see my show where I showed you my fucking hair? I'm not bald. What it is, they think black women are all bald and fucking crazy. That's what they think, and it just fucking. Oh my God. No, I don't have any hair on my pussy, so I can't put it on my head. Okay, that's it. And that's the end of this story.
Joe, would you like to make a comment about that? I see you shaking your head over there.
I'm thinking we should turn this into a stream. We should do this at midnight tonight. The whole stream.
No, but when it was
and you could explain everything.
When it was brought up, me and Chicago, we just started laughing because it's fucking funny. I laughed at it, but at the same time I thought, you motherfuckers, no, sorry, the pussy is bald. Okay, that's it.
Oh my God.
You're not talking about my pussy anymore.
No, they do the same thing with me under my videos. Like, ND, go to the 21-minute mark. I almost saw it. And it's like, oh man, they're like obsessed with it too. Yeah, these men, some of the, not the, not.
Oh, yeah. I mean, oh my god. But anyway,
Well, I'm glad your pussy's doing okay. I'm glad everything's okay
yeah,
down there.
good, yeah. It was well the other day. It's great.
I'm sorry, Edwin. We'll call it a vagina.
Sorry.
Hey, it's better than what bikers call it, gash.
Sorry.
Little gash.
I forgot Edwin's in here. Yeah, sorry, Edwin, but
Yeah, we don't have hair.
So proper pronunciation would be Josie has no hair on her gash.
oh, yeah.
God damn it, it's not the 1980s. That was my best line. I loved it. God damn it. What do you think? This is the 1980s where they have hairy bushes? That's not in right now. They used to call it a fur bikini,
Yeah.
Josie, a fur bikini.
You remember that?
The fur bikinis, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Hell no. Can you imagine that? No, hell no. But remember back in the day, they did. They had these big hairy bushes and they're coming out. And I'm like, oh, hell no. No.
Hey, NB, can Deadly have a wrench in here so that he can drop our links?
Yep.
Because
absolutely.
we got a big show coming up tonight, folks, and with a surprise.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too.
I got to call you here in a minute. But we're not gonna release who's on the show, are we?
No.
Right, no, it's gonna be a surprise. So hush.
Well, no, I mean, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But I talked to him actually yesterday. Not just him. I talked to. I gave you the number. You can call him. Hey,
I'm trying to hype this shit up, lady.
All right.
You know what I mean? I got everybody guessing what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I think they already know. And at the end of the day, how I want to do it, I want to start at the beginning. And it's not going to be one show. Let me put it that way. How I got involved, what happened.
All right, we're not talking about any of that. God damn it, Josie! I swear to God, you're like a whippoorwill's ass. You just keep going. Listen, it is going to be a fucking epic show, and I'll just say this: since she's already let the cat out of the bag, Josie's whole past is going to be revealed, and everybody's going to shit a fucking brick when they find out who these fucking clown shoes have been fucking with. I'm going to just tell you this much right now.
Well, when we're talking about the P word and then you say cat out of the bag, it kind of doesn't fit with what we're going with. P word, cat out of the bag. So
we're on a totally different subject now. We was just talking about non-hairy gash, and now we're talking about international
waxing and shaving.
Right.
Listen, they already know. The video's up there. They already know.
All right. Before my show, I want everybody to go look up. What's his name? Josie, hit it.
Curtis Warren.
Yep. Go look up Curtis.
I'm going to explain how this all happened, what happened to me. I'm going to tell you all of it. And, it was a fucked up situation. You know what? Actually, I was talking to the guy. I gave you his number to call him so you can talk to him outside of me, right?
Right.
So I'm not even, I'm not even on the call.
There's a lot of active components that we have to be careful of, but Curtis Cocky Warren. Go just look up Curtis Warren.
Yeah.
And we'll drop the bomb how this is relative to MobTube. But basically, the guy, when you do look him up, is the Pablo Escobar of the UK. A real serious motherfucker.
Yeah.
That just got out of prison. What was it? Not too long ago. A few days ago.
I think it was a couple of days ago, yeah.
Yeah. So, and we'll just go into the whole thing. And Josie's
I want to start at the beginning so you understand. I was trying to actually see I've been calling your ass. You don't answer the fucking phone. Answer the phone. Anyway.
She's passed out high over there.
C is right there in Toxteth, Liverpool 8. He's right there. And so I wanted
Josie, I've already verified this, so I can go ahead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't need C. We don't need DJ.
Okay.
I've already verified it. It's
All
fine.
right. Okay.
Yeah, I typed in Curtis Warren. You know what came up? It just says gangster.
Yeah.
Right.
What's
So,
on tonight?
I'm going to tell the story, and it's a fucking story and a half.
It's something cool. So anyway, I don't know where the hell Dudley's at. He's probably passed out again over there.
Give him a wrench and he ran off.
His head's on his desk and he's drooling on it and freaking sleeping his ass off.
Yeah.
I keep him busy though, so he's probably tired. But anyway, if someone could drop the link
right now
to Deadly's
I got it.
live, because that's where I'll be at 8 Eastern tonight. And we're going to talk about this.
Okay, go ahead.
We're going to do an hour show as the beginning. And we're going to talk about this story. And then after that hour show, we're going to cut it off because I want to have it documented, Josie's story. I don't want to mix it up with the pig roast. We're going to drop another live at 9:15 after my hour sit down with Josie, and we're going to have a pig roast.
Well, that's where I got confused because I didn't know if you wanted me on at 9 or 8.
We're going to do your thing first.
Okay.
And then we're going to go ahead and afterwards, we can't not have a bon voyage party for Piggy.
Okay.
So.
Well, there's something else to that story too.
There's tea.
What time is the show going to be on in regards to what's better, the pros and cons, waxing or shaving?
Waxing.
What time is that show on?
Waxing
tonight?
or shaving, Christina?
Waxing.
Waxing. 2 girls here, 3 girls say waxing.
Yeah, no shaving, wax.
Just
wax. Okay.
Yeah,
we'll need some more information on that.
Yeah, just about like
that's the con of it.
That's the con, is that you got to grow it out a little bit before you can have it.
Let me just say this: that agnostic one who Angel has on his show, go fuck yourself. And let me tell you why. No, he got up there and she said, "Where's Josie?" Oh, I kicked her off. No, motherfucker, you didn't kick me off nothing. Okay, what happened? My internet went down, and I just said, "Okay, fuck it." Had I had a few drinks? Yes, I did. But fuck you. You didn't kick me off of nothing. Okay.
Coffee's me.
He doesn't like me. He doesn't like me either. And to be honest with you, I love the way he gets on shows, name dropping all of his partners.
Yeah, fuck him.
You know, that tells me all I need to know right there. When you got to get on somebody's show, hey, you know fucking Benny Blanco from the Bronx, man. No, you fucking idiot. I don't know nobody from nowhere. Get the fuck away from me. Fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, I know more than who they think I fucking know.
Yeah, I know you do. You know what? The fucking
fuck yourself.
If motherfuckers had a clue, the true G of mob tube. You know what
No,
I mean?
I wouldn't say that, but you know, I fucking lived a life, and I'm gonna tell you all about it on your show. You know,
all right.
It's not the 1980s, you motherfuckers. Of course I shave of course I wax my pig.
Agnostic is John Jr.'s friend. Well, I don't give a fuck whose friend he is. He better learn some fucking respect. That's all I can say. I really don't fucking care whose friend he is.
Me and MB didn't get off to a good start, but I love her. She totally gets me.
Yeah, I do. And my friend Christina here is like laughing at you too. She's like, I love her. We could sit and conversate with her all day.
MB totally gets me. We didn't get off to a good start, but you totally get me.
Well, because we got the same. You were going at me, but you weren't really. But either way, it's funny now. It's funny. We can laugh about it now. We can literally laugh about it now.
Yeah, literally. We
gave everybody some entertainment. We kept them entertained for like a month and a half with our fights back.
And what was fucking funny, you know, and I keep saying this.
I'm not afraid to die, motherfucker.
No, but no, it's not that. The funniest fucking thing that made me laugh, and it still makes me laugh to this day, is I was watching your show and you put up a thing about me. You were saying something or another, and Lee was on my wall.
A picture of me, and then you're surrounded by cats.
I laughed so fucking. I was like, "Oh my god, is that?"
I'm like, she's going after Lee because he turned her down. I photoshopped a picture of Lee on her wall, and then Josie surrounded by kittens. And then there was one morning, it was like bright and early, and she's going at me and MRE. She's like, MRE, MB, I'm not afraid to die, you motherfuckers. Click the link. And I'm like, MRE, grab it. I'm like, you get it. I'm not going up there. And finally, he's like, Josie, I'll come up if you calm down. And she's like, well, I'm not calming down, so I'm just going to get off then.
I said, MRE, MB, get your fucking asses on here now. I just went berserk, didn't I? Oh,
yeah, you did. And then me and MRE like on the phone, like, MRE, you did. Finally, he types in chat. He's like, Josie, I'll come up and talk to you, but just please calm down a little. You're like, I'm not gonna fucking calm down.
Hey, Josie, you need to watch the beginning of this video where me and Joe talk about composure.
Yeah,
right, Joe?
Then Josie's
I'm the female version of Joe. Listen,
we're very peaceful now.
I'm working with Josie, but this is a fucking rough student to teach.
I'm the female version of Joe. Literally.
All right, well, listen, Miss Muscle just brought me my breakfast, so people,
Much
it
better
was nice
looking
to,
and smarter.
Yeah.
You're gonna go eat?
give y'all, I'm gonna go eat something. I wanted to give y'all a little love and support, and just tell you thanks for having me on.
Yeah, me too.
And I hope I see everybody tonight.
8 o'clock.
Oh, party at
Yeah.
8.
8 o'clock, we'll be there,
At
man.
8.
Definitely.
All right, brother.
And make sure everybody waxes before the show.
It was a good talk, man. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys in a bit.
Thank
all right.
you, man. Yep,
All right.
definitely. Have a good one.
Peace, brother.
See you later.
Bye, bye-bye.
See you later.
Hi, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, so oh my god. That was the fucking funniest thing. When I saw his picture on my bedroom wall, I fucking died laughing. But you get me, you understand me. You do.
Oh yeah.
It's good. It's all good. But yeah, so later tonight, we're gonna go into, my life, my connection with Curtis, we'll just go over it, and it is what it is,
That's cool. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Who's Curtis?
Yeah, a lot of it, actually. I was talking to my brother-in-law yesterday, actually, and he said, first thing he said, well, here's what happened. Okay, so I got DJ No Nevermind in on the call because if I wanted someone to back up what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I just don't want to look like a liar. So I got him in. We did a three-way.
A three-way?
Oh, nice.
No, I mean three-way. Nasty fucker. Yeah.
hey, I'm the Don Juan of RobTube.
Yeah, you are. Nobody is, isn't he? Everybody knows. Anyway, so what happened is, we did this three-way call, Joey, not three-way sex. Okay, so
my mind's in the gutter.
So what happened is, as soon as I said, "Hey, it's me," he said, "Oh no," he said, "Did you hear Curtis got it?" That was the first thing he said. I didn't even mention him. And then him and DJ talked, and he's going to come on his show and tell you what they talked about, because I wanted to be out of it as far as what I'm verifying what I'm saying, and we're going to talk about that tonight. And you know what it did as well? It brought up a lot of stuff that I had forgotten about, he told me, he said, remember Thomas? And I'm like, Thomas? He said, yeah, they killed him.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I forgot. How do you forget that? You know what I mean? I thought, am I so numb to this shit?
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've really been upset all weekend, to be honest, because it just brought up a lot of stuff that I forgot. And
You pushed it to the back, kind
yeah,
of like iced it out. That's what you did.
yeah, yeah. And my brother, my
Hey,
young
Carol. Good morning.
was murdered, and you know there was a lot of death around me, a lot of death, a lot of shit, you know. Anyway, I'm not bringing the show down. Let's talk about something else. I'm going to get off actually, but I just wanted to show you some support that I'm watching you, and you know.
Yeah, we love you too, Josie. And
Thank you, Rosie.
Yeah.
We'll see you tonight.
Yeah.
wait, what
And
is that? Everyone's telling you something. No threesomes on this chat. Holy marriage, only man and woman. Well,
sorry, I forgot he was there. You
yeah,
know,
you guys know my reputation. Mine
I
and Joe,
try and
me
be
and Joe
good
have a
around,
reputation. You're in the wrong chat.
I try and be good around it when I do.
I know.
I forgot
Edwin's always supporting though, so it's hard to. You gotta say earmuffs or something so he could like turn it off for a second. Like, why can't his internet cut out right as we're about to say pussy?
But you need someone like Edwin. He keeps us on the straight and
Yeah,
narrow. You know what I mean?
it keeps you fucking normal, halfway normal at least. But you know, oh my god, I'm gonna start at the beginning. You're all gonna be like sick. you are.
We
Yeah,
can't wait.
yeah. You're gonna be.
How's the book doing, Josie?
Listen. Let me tell you. I okay. I did it myself, and the reason I did it myself this time is because my 3 other books I went with a publisher, so
Right.
I only get 12% of the profit. They get the profit. This time, I thought, no, fuck that. So I did it myself. Now, Amazon have this thing. They're a little bit like YouTube, where it's every month. I'm not sure, but every time I go to it, it says I haven't sold anything.
Okay, that's weird.
It's saying 0. No, I think what happens is it's a monthly thing, and they count it up. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but I looked and it said 0. So I have no fucking idea what I sold, what I didn't sell. I haven't received any money, 0 money, and I'm watching it. You know, I look every day. So maybe there's a specific time of the month where they, you know,
Right.
do it. I don't know. But right now, I don't know. But I'm also working on Chronicles 2. I'm 100 pages in on that. And I'm also doing another project with Chicky. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm not going to be doing lives. I'm not on here like that. I'm going to come in all your shows, yes, but I'm working on that right now, and that's
I
what I'm
figured
doing.
you had something cooking because I've been asking about you. I haven't seen you around. I figured
Yeah.
you were in the lab, you know.
Yeah,
whipping
no,
up
I'm
something.
writing, and I'm writing,
Mm-hmm.
and when I write, I just want to just write. You know, I can't keep getting distracted and all that stuff. But at the same time, I have a story. You know, yeah, and you're
The
gonna
book
hear it.
is great, man. It really is.
Yeah, you done one.
Thank you.
We gotta
Yes.
order another
Thank
one though
you.
because Joey took my copy, so we gotta order another one.
No, the thing is this. Life is all about maturing and turning over new leaves and being it. So this next book, we should maybe move past the Don Juan and go to a different level.
Oh, I have. Oh, I totally
Yeah,
have.
right.
Oh, this book
Right.
is different, and let me tell you why.
Well, part 2, Joey was sick and MIA for a minute, so he shouldn't be in a.
What now?
part 2, wasn't that like Joey's little absentee part when he was sick? Or we still got Joey?
Yeah, no, it's not about that. It's about how things changed.
Right.
You see from last year to this year how nasty, hateful, dirty it got. That's what it's about.
Like we went at each other and I put Lee Cole on your wall and you surrounded by cats, like stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, where's the funny part of going at people like that? Put FBS on my wall, but don't put up like my kid's picture. That's the shit that we're talking about.
It went from a whole nother level. And that's what it's
it
about.
really
It's
did.
about how nasty, how greedy,
Yeah.
how fucking hateful people became. That's what it's about. You know, and you all know you were in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
that's what it's about.
it's gotten
So-
to it. And it's funny because you could almost see like when it started changing when certain people started coming
Yeah.
in. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
And all the different people that came in, and Harambe, he fucking made it like so dirty, so nasty, so evil. You know, he did that single-handedly, as far as I'm concerned. You know, he made it even worse than it was. It was already getting there, but he helped. You know, and I'm going into all of that. Yeah. So you'll read it, you'll see it, it'll be out there. But I just want to say this, you know, love you, Joey. Don
Love
Juan.
you too, sweetie.
I'm
Yep.
getting watch tonight, you'll see.
I will. I'll be there.
Okay. Yeah, take care,
Thank
MB.
you, Josie.
Bye, Josie. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. I'll see you at 8.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
Kick me off. I can't find my
No
fucking
problem. That was easy.
SBK, thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's really when you think about how the landscape has changed, with this
In the
whole
beginning, everybody was
YouTube
like getting along. Everybody like it was a whole big. I mean, besides the piggy, like I don't know, whatever. People started getting jealous of others, and people wanted to be on top. And who's going to make certain people cared about who was going to make the most money and whatever else. But then there's people who don't care about. You could tell who doesn't care about money. We got people like MRE wants to go live once or twice a week. That shows he isn't in it for the money. And you got people like the pig who's crying because he's only making $48 an hour, like on YouTube, which is ridiculous. I appreciate that $4.99 from SPK. We appreciate that so much. If that's all we made in this hour, we got to hang out with you guys.
Yep, SPK is a good guy. Even though SPK, he's a little loose with the going into different people's shows and stuff, and
Hey, right.
But he's gonna, he'll learn real soon that you can't, you're not going to be able to, be the person that's going to be like in this person's chat and that person's chat and this one's chat and that one's chat. It could never work, but it's wishful thinking, and everybody thinks that they're going to be the one that can navigate through both sides and be cool with the left and the right and the front and the back. And unfortunately, it's getting to different levels now. It's not just people calling each other names anymore, It's like people trying to, get people thrown in jail and, looking at hurt people, lose their jobs, break up. It's just
break up what?
terrible.
Friendships? Like, what were you going to say? Spit it out.
No, I was going to say like,
like
the
you heard
divide
that?
and conquer type thing. You know what I mean? It's,
No, he's got a big fucking mouth.
I mean, husband and wife.
it's
Well, that was awkward.
yeah, but eventually you're going to learn.
Truth comes out on YouTube.
Oh my god, I love this song.
That's the thing. You think you can move within. I thought I could go from this person's chat, that person's chat. After a while, it's just like crazy. And what he was saying, Muscle, I mean, a lot of people
Later.
don't even realize that this is how easy they could get your info.
Bay 8th,
You
I
know?
blocked that whole side. Good job, Carol. But let's just
Thank
say
you,
that
Carol. We love you, Carol.
I see where the loyalty lies. Let's just say that. Thank you, Edwin.
Well, you know,
I gotta go make
yeah,
make breakfast over here, and you go fix on things that aren't going to be broken up. So, are you going to go to the Knicks game?
no,
No,
nope.
maybe still.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna
Probably put your foot in your
go.
mouth. Probably put your foot in
I'm,
your mouth and go.
no, I'm gonna go downstairs and cry for the next 12 hours.
Why?
Things are trying to be broken up. You know.
Why? Why is he gonna go cry?
No, probably because he's got stuff going on with the pup.
My little man Maxwell. So
RTC. I see some still unrated at there. I don't know who that is, but you know, let's not let anything be broken up, and let's end this. So I got to go get breakfast.
well, thank you guys for having for coming in the chat and
Everybody hit the thumbs up
hanging
on the
out.
way out.
Please hit the thumbs up.
And if there's some, we got killer whales out here.
No,
Oh man,
Not cool, Lauren.
for
Not
Washington.
cool.
not good either. What you say?
I don't, Lauren. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Muscle, everybody who came on, Josie. Have a good night, guys.
Wait,
Thanks.
it's nighttime? It's not nighttime!
He doesn't